Hello, hello. Infamo Ryan, how's it going? And Dobrix. Bricks D's nuts. Where's my... Oh. Alrighty, let's get straight into it today. Also, am I in focus? No, I'm out of focus. Now we're in focus. Time to focus up. I'm fine. Doing good, gonna head to sleep soon. It's 1 AM here. Hell yeah. Gaming. A true gamer. It's 5 PM here. I've been getting up at like 3 in the morning. Don't ask me why, because I don't have an answer. But yes, I've been going to sleep at like 8 o'clock. So I figured I'd like stream and like try and move my schedule forward a bit. Yeah, I mean, I've got family coming over in like an hour or two, I think 2 hours from now, so... So I'll probably be staying up late anyway, or later anyway. You know how it goes. I'm doing good, right. Doing pretty well. How's everyone else doing? Andrew, legendary interaction plugin. That's right. It is time. It's plugin time, baby. What's that Muse song? Something, something, plugin, baby. Don't actually know how it goes. Anyway, that's us today. Shreyas, hello. Good morning. It's good to see you too. Marvin, how are the cats? The cats are pretty good. They are all outside. Which is good. Am I streaming on YouTube as well? I am. As you can see, we have the YouTube people on this side and the Twitch people on this side. Currently, the YouTube people are winning the, you know, the number of thingos. I might put the old... Let me just get... add text. Add existing... Is it these ones? There it is. And I need the other one. Add text. And it's this one. There we go. Put you guys there. And you... Wait, can I... line that up? Son of a... There we go. And then we get you. Put you down here. Make it a bit smaller. You guys do that. Oh, it's not scaling right. There it is. And then that goes there. There we go. All right. We've solved it. We solved poverty. Solved all the problems of the world. Solved world hunger. Sweet. All right. Well, now you guys are properly set up. Let's get to work. So I wanted to do a video. As like a little, not like a PSA, but like a, just like a thing about runtime virtual textures and like how some people kind of don't understand what they're like used for, you know, like what are they useful for, and like, you know, why we use runtime virtual textures instead of some other things, like, you know, render targets and the other one and the other one, and the decals is the other thing. So yeah, I wanted to do a video about that. And basically I just wanted to test a thing. Yeah, I wanted to test a thing. Basically. Ow. Had a question related to draw calls. Saw the video that you had made. Sadly, that video didn't help much. Still around 3k draw calls. Need to bring it down to 1k for quest. Does the That's like VR. Quest is VR, right? Does it count the draw calls for each eyeball separately? I think it would, wouldn't it? Actually, no, maybe it... I don't know. Like, if you debug it from single point of view, does it have half the draw calls as both eyes? Not that that helps at all, but I was just wondering. I was curious, because I've never done any sort of whatchamacall it. But anyway, draw calls. I guess it depends where they are coming from. Like what is calling the draws? You know what I mean? I know that doesn't help at all. Only counts once. 3k VR. Okay, cool. What kind of scene is it? What kind of level are we looking at? Everyone getting some buildings. Gotcha. Is everything... do the buildings have interiors? Is probably a good place to start. And are those interiors being manually unloaded and or, you know, loaded? It's one of the reasons that you don't often see open world VR games. Like, if you look at, like, Half-Life Alyx, a lot of that takes place in, like, narrow corridors and alleyways and, you know, inside stuff. And a lot of that's because if you've got, like, a million things and you look into the distance, you're gonna have, like, heaps of stuff, basically, being rendered. Okay. I It's a tough one. It's a tough one. It is tough. Using culling to remove assets? Okay, okay. Yep. Oh, wait, are they? Oh, I see. I'm guessing you mean distance culling as well. Yeah. Wait, shading? Oh, it isn't two-sided. Fun. I guess like there's the you could start with the assets themselves. Yeah, there's kind of two ways you can go about culling draw calls, you could say. It's like you can change the assets themselves if they're using multiple material slots. And then you can change... Well, there's three things. You can change the occlusion, culling settings, and that kind of stuff. Okay, there's four things. You can also instance and merge a bunch of stuff if you need. Like, so for example, I could take, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 things, 9, or however many there are. And let's say they were all completely different meshes, right? Or like a good example is, let's say you've got a table, and on that table is like 100 different fruit models. So you've got 100 different fruit on this one table, and they're all like low poly, let's say. Let's say like they're really low poly, simple materials, whatever. You could take all of those different fruit models and you could combine them into one unique model. So it will take up its own footprint in memory, but you'd rather be taking up more memory than having a low FPS. So that's one way that you can sort of cheat the system, is by merging meshes together. I'm pretty sure HLODs, hierarchical LODs, do that or something. I've never actually used HLODs, but I think that's something that they do or are capable of doing. And then the last thing you can do is change the level design. Use smart level design, which in an open world game is a bit harder. Probably like... I mean, I know Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom run on the Switch, and they're like big open worlds and stuff. A lot of what they do is use like mountains to cull a bunch of things. And most of their like towns or like really dense areas are usually surrounded by, hills or mountains so that you can't see them until you're like relatively close to them. Not always, but, it's, there's definitely a conscious design choice in there. What's the draw calls thing? Oh, no, that's textures. Stat draw? That's not real. Stat... I mean, I can do stat unit. and see drawers and whatnot. Yeah. Even just looking into nothings, because all of these take up a draw call. All the editor UI and shit. Why do you need to add a little more building? Yeah, possibly, so that the culling is, the culling works. The quest is like a dedicated machine, isn't it? Like it has the hardware that... Or does it run from a PC? Let's see, MetaQuest. Is that a yes to... It's like, okay, yeah, gotcha. Yeah, yep. So it's basically... Actually, let me look at the specs on it. MetaQuest... specs, I guess. Specs, comparison? Or what's their comparison to GPU? Quest 3 power compared to GPUs. Here we go. Oh no, that's like power usage. Oh no, here we go. Can run it with help for PC. Yeah, but you don't want people to need to rely on that. Yeah, I don't know. I think developing for like mobile and or VR is like, it's something that you have to do very carefully from the beginning. Like you have to essentially build the entire game like around the fact that it's VR. Like you have to really play into it. It's not really something that you can like, and I'm not saying that, you know, this is you or anything, but you can't like make a game and then try and like port it to VR. Because especially for like a dedicated VR machine, if it's like for PC and it's for like, you know, people with high-end hardware and whatnot, then it's like, yeah, go nuts. Like, you know, at least you've got the specs written somewhere and people know what they're getting, and if, you know, the performance is going to be good enough and whatever. But yeah, no, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. Ollie Stumpai, how's it going? Making plugins or yeah, I'm making a plugin. The Prismatiscape general interaction plugin thing. It does stuff. It does this stuff, and it does this stuff, and it does this stuff. It also does this stuff. This stuff, sorry. And it does this stuff. And it also does this stuff. And it also does this stuff. And it also does this stuff. Basically, it's, you know, whatever. How'd you learn to make plugins? It's just... This plugin, at least, is literally just, like... It's all, like, done in Blueprint and Niagara. It's not, like, adding anything to the engine. It's more just, like, a framework for, you know, for people to achieve immersive visual interaction effects or something. However, one thing I wanted to do real quick was just make a new level, because I wanted to test a thing. Let's just put a cube in the world. Hello? Oh no. Cube. Oh god, let's just make you big. No, I'll do it with the old map. Like if I want to go and learn how to make plugins for stuff to make level creation easier, or give me a jump start. You go to the edit, you go to plugins, and you go add, and it will create like a folder. Essentially, like the best way to think about a plugin, at least like the way that I'm doing it, it's literally just a folder. So you see here, there's the Prismatiscape content folder. And essentially what someone is going to... Like, what's going to happen when you install this plugin is this folder literally just appears, and that's it. Like, there's no, like, install or whatever. It's basically me just sending you a folder of code and assets and whatever, and then that's it. And it doesn't have any, like, external dependencies, and nothing's depending on it. It's just its own little thing, and then, you know, you integrate it with your project and stuff. So for something like a level creation tool set, you know, let's say you wanted a tool that you can select a bunch of assets, and then it will physically simulate those assets, and then bake their positions or something. You know, that could be something that, yeah, you just have in a folder that runs like a Blueprint utility, editor utility or whatever that, you know, appears somewhere and da-da-da-da-da. Just an enabled or disabled module, essentially. Yeah, exactly. Precisely. With precision. Precisals. Precisals. So I might redo this bit here. Can I select that? I have selected it. Let's go 0.5. Fill. And then paint 0 around the edges. Okay, that's too strong. Maybe I'll do it like, Basically, this is just to show people that they can paint exclusions and inclusions for the puddles and shit. With the RVT, which is also what I'm going to make the next video I do will be about RVTs and how people sort of do stuff with them that they shouldn't. Or, I don't know. Okay, rock. Do an interactive water thing. How many polygons is your water mesh plane? It is a lot. This many. Oops. This many. For this one in particular. Obviously, you can get away with a lot less than that. I think this one is 16,000 verts, which isn't actually that much. Like, you think about it, this covers, you know, a ton of ground. But then, like, a tree is 20,000 verts. So, this is actually pretty tame. Yeah. Yeah. And I do LODs with it as well. You could use, like, tessellation for something like this. Would probably be better. Like, more suited. Because the one thing about doing LODs for, like, pre-subdivided planes and stuff is you can get, like, gaps between them. So, like, where one of them is, you know, let's say it's got 32 subdivisions along this edge, and then the next one over might have 16 subdivisions. And so you can get some, like, weird little gaps, which are more noticeable at, like, shallow angles. You could get away with it by doing, like, a bit of padding, like one extra, you know, border padding and whatever. It would depend on what shading model you're using for the water, though. Like, if you were using translucent, they would actually overlap. But the single layer water shader does a completely separate pass, so you can, like, put water under water and you won't see it. Like, you can't see this one here because it's a single layer water. Who would have thought? Which I think also prevents it from, if you've got, like, world position offset and you look through a wave, you don't get overlap and shit. I don't know. I don't know anything. Right, so one thing that I wanted to do was just to use as an example for a video, let's just not do that, man. I didn't specify which one. We'll use the water data. Cool. Oops. I meant to just get the material. How do I runtime? Draw in virtual textures. Water D. Arta. There we go. Rolls Royce. That's a funny name. Curious, been watching your channel for a few years now. Did you ever work in the industry before? You're totally self-taught through passion projects, messing around. I have not worked in the industry before. I started doodling about 3 years ago. That's when I first opened up a 3D program. Because I thought it was about time to do what I fucking wanted to do. Chase your dreams, man. But yeah, everything was just self-taught from like YouTube and Google, and the documentation and streaming taught me a lot. Making YouTube videos taught me a lot. Like, you know, teaching teaches you, and it kind of gives you, I guess, like a purpose to sort of go and fiddle around with different, you know, areas of stuff. You know. Stat GPU virtual texture update. Oh, there it goes. Wait, where is it? Is there a stat RVT? No. Stat virtual... No. That's virtual shadow maps. Alright, cool. Actually, I want to go to the RVTs. Water data. Water. Border padding 0. Yeah, good. We can see each tile now. Oh, got such a sore jaw. Is there a way to adjust position of root bone of a scaly mesh at runtime so it always lands on top of landscape? The root bone. How do you mean? Elaborate, please. Aha, there it is. For those of you that are confused on what the hell I'm doing, I'm just doing it. Can I like just doing a thing? I'm just confirming some thoughts that I've had about RVTs in general. So then we go big. No, what's big again? I've forgotten everything. There we go. So then if we get this and we start doodling again, virtual texture. Okay. 12. We go over here. Is it because they're all instanced that it can... what's the stat? No, not stat. It's, batch. What's the instance? Oh, fuck. What's the... Does anyone know the command to disable... thingy, instancey thingo? It's like auto instance. Auto instance. No. I'm gonna have to Google it. Unreal Engine auto batch debug. Or is it auto instance? Auto instancing. Da da da. Oh, come on, man. It's like R dot something something. R dot. Oh, is all of them. Allow. Auto. No. Shit. Instance. Instance Kali. Oh wait, instance. Static meshes. Batch? Nope. Auto. What's the... I like modifying thigh components in control at runtime. Also have foot sleepwalking. Legs works fine, but the root bone somehow always ends up below the ground. I tried adjusting translation. The root should... The root should always be at the base of the capsule. Like the movement capsule. Like it should... It can't move from the capsule unless you tell it to do something. Unless your root bone isn't the root bone somehow. Mesh auto instancing. Alright, there you go. Auto instancing. Where the hell is it? Stat scene rendering. Nope. R mesh draw commands dynamic instancing 0. That's it. Oh. Shit. There it is. Mesh draw commands. So now we have more draws, right? Are they not? So, there we go. Draws. And then just go up. Oh no, wait, I have to go 0 to turn it off. Right? No? Mesh draw commands, dynamic instancing 1. Fuck's sake. I just want to disable the thing. Might have moved the capsule root bone and stuff somewhere. Yeah. That'd be a good place to start. Just to double check. But again, when are you going back to game dev? Soon. This is the last... We're going to finish it today. This is the last one. Trust. Never? Yeah, well, you know, it's just one of those things, you know? Nah, soon. I've been thinking about Prismatica heaps. It'll be fun. Trust. All right, we're getting... Oh no, we do have more draws. So it is working? Can I get some more cubes? Any cubes in the... No, we should have way more. We should have 600. Alright, you little son of a... r.mesh draw commands. Dynamic instancing 0. No, what the fuck? What the fuck? Is it equals 1? Oh, here we go. Huh? Why can I not just... Oh, I saw it for a second go up to 900, but then it goes back. As soon as they... Thingo. Does it go up when I... Yeah, it could be because of the RVT. Why can I not... Okay, you know what? Let's open and close engine. That usually does something. Basically, I just want to see if... Because, like, the way that a runtime virtual texture works, obviously it has to render everything that's drawing to it to the runtime virtual texture, but it can't, like... It has to re-render the entire tile at once. Like it would with a virtual shadow map. So the more things that you have drawing to the tile, the more expensive it is to keep updating it. Therefore, you shouldn't use it for something like footprints or like the render target stuff that we're doing, right? Because a render target you just add to the render target, and then it just sits there. There's no changes. Whereas a RVT has to re-render everything to it each step. At least that's my assumption. R.mesh draw commands dynamic instancing. Do I just toggle it? No. Oh my god, you son of... Why won't you just... Give me the 900 draw calls. Stop instancing. Is there a way I can do it like per mesh? Like instance? Oh, I can just set them all to frickin' movable. Right? No. I don't know if that will actually change it, or if I have to actually simulate them. I mean, I could just simulate them. That would be kind of funny. Movable. Okay, good. Okay, so setting them to movable stops them from auto-batching. Okay, so now the test. Stat. GPU. We've got our virtual texture update, which is very minimal. But then if I start doing this, we have virtual texture at 0.09, so it isn't actually any, like, different. Like, the more things that I have. Although, it could just be that it's super low res. Water data. Size of each tile. Thing, so like super high res, I guess. So now what do you look like? Alright, so it's doubled cost. Oh, it could also be that I'm... Because my frame rate is capped that it's not reporting properly. Right, so now we are at stat fps. We're at a fatty 120. Cool. Start jiggling. Oh, it drops like a big MF. And the virtual texture 0.2 something something. It does update like really fast though. Like it is essentially, yeah, it is every frame when it gets dirtied. So that's going to virtual texture 0.2. Yeah, and then the virtual texture update stays really low. So virtual texture 0.2 something something. Soon as I stop drawing to it, goes down. If I move away and it has to redo it at a different map, then we will see. No, it doesn't. Oh yeah, no, there it goes. Well, it probably only discards them once it's like fully irrelevant. Yeah, yeah. Got the draw codes down to 1.8k. Nice. That's like half of them. Merging building assets, removing glass materials. True. Yeah, glass. Like translucent could be a weird one with VR. Because it would have to like, yeah, overdraw bad, basically. Alright, let's get these now. Alright, so we just had the one. We doodle it around. Then our virtual texture. Okay, so there isn't actually... That's weird. Virtual texture... Yeah, 0.2 something something. So it doesn't really seem like having more of them, at least not in editor, makes a difference. That's weird. It is weird. Visual texture 0.2 da da da. Yeah. Interesting. Max 0.24. Let's get them all again. I mean, also keep in mind that these are just like giga lightweight stuff. Magic texture max, yeah, 0.24 every time. 0.26, that was just a big hiccup. 0.25, 0.25. Okay, well it does gradually get bigger. Yeah, so then like adding one should technically, yeah, it does get larger and larger the more things we have to draw. So yeah, obviously draw calls factor into it. What if I was using really high res stuff like the Tessie plane? Okay, yeah. It's immediately getting, yeah, more juiced. It's juicing. So it seems like the draw calls when drawing to the RVT don't matter too much. But if I just make it, or if I just move this one around, yeah, we're getting some fucking... We are juicing. Yeah, okay. So obviously if you were doing something like a landscape RVT, where the landscape is like doing landscape stuff, and you're printing that all to an RVT to like offload all of the, you know, per frame processing just to a texture, then adding, you know, one new, you know, small mesh for each footprint to then print to the RVT would make the entire thing refresh again. Now, you could get around it by doing a separate RVT that the footprints draw to, which you then layer into the landscape material, or the whatever needed footprints and shit. But again, for something like what we're doing, where we have constant movement, like you'd have to be spawning a new mesh every frame, which isn't what we really want. Like, in order to get this sort of smooth bullshit. Yeah. And then obviously the water and shit we wouldn't be able to do with an RVT. Yeah, I wonder if that's worth doing a video about. Like... Oh god, yeah, you can see the fucking... It's going wild now. Alright, let's go over here. Get all these. Tell them to chill. You're chilling, you're chilling. You can go back to the sand. Actually, let's get this and order data. Go small. Probably be like that much, maybe. It could be that small, yeah. Acceleration on these rolls. Yeah, I know. Gotta go fast. Also, Leonard, most frustrating Unreal 5 bugs I've experienced. Nothing actually that's Unreal 5 specific, but I've come across just a few really annoying Unreal Engine bugs. The most annoying is blueprint struct default resetting. I think everyone's come into contact with that bug at one stage or another, where like you have a struct and you set a bunch of defaults like on an actor class or a component or like a data asset or something, and you set all of these, you spend ages setting up all this fucking inputting all this data and shit, and then you close the engine and you open it up again and they've all been reset to default. But the secret is that what am I trying to say? The secret is that they haven't actually been reset to default. All of the values are still there. It's just a weird fucking bug that you have to, like... So, like, the way to get around it, right? It occurs when you edit a struct. Like, you edit the actual struct itself. So, like, let's say I've got a struct for, like, a piece of armor, and it absorbs this much damage, and it weighs this much, and it whatever. And, you know, so we've got, like, this armor, this armor, this armor. We've got all our default values. But then we decide, oh, our armor needs a elemental resistance. So we add that value to the struct, and all of those assets and, you know, that base class now have this new entry. That's when it occurs, when you change the struct. The way to avoid it, which is a hot tip for everyone here, you save everything, you close the engine, you open the engine up again, you change the struct and save the struct, and then close the engine, and the engine will say, ah, these assets haven't been saved, and it will have any asset that was, like, referencing the struct, and you say, no, I don't want to save them. And so you close the engine, then you open it up again, and everything will work. Everything will be fine. So basically, whenever you edit a blueprint struct, just... It's a whole fucking thing. Just don't... The bug occurs when you save an asset. Like, you change the struct, it will dirty a bunch of assets. And it's when you save those assets that the bug happens, that it resets everything to default. So, like, it's dumb as fuck. I don't know why it's been around for, like, 2 whole engine versions. Like, since Unreal 3, apparently. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I don't fucking know. Like, it's a really easy bug to reproduce. And I'm guessing it's a... I don't know, maybe it's not an easy fix or something. I mean, they could just automate the workaround for it or something. But people who's probably just trying to avoid saving assets, like you said. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm guessing, like, a lot of people have lost work when it gets reset to 0, but it's not actually, like, the data's all still there. You just have to, like, save something. Or, like, you have to recompile the things that the struct, that were referencing the struct, and then it will work. So, like if you've got, paint, there it is. So, like, you've got the struct. This is the struct. And you've got, like, a class that is referencing that struct. So it's, like, using that struct. So, like, armor or something. And then you've got all the children of that, you know, the different types of armor and whatnot. It's all of these will get set to 0, like all default values, until you recompile this one. Or I think it might be, like, everything that is referencing the struct. So I don't know, it's dumb as hell. It's so dumb. I wanted to do something real quick with the function for the puddles. That's the puddle renderer. Input displacement is coming from B channel 1 minus, multiply by 2, add 1. Output displacement straight into there. Right, that's Yeah, right. So I wanted to do that. So that should all be flat. No, it isn't flat. Alright, let me just go to here. Just wondering, I can imagine you blasting this full, blasting the car, and running some crazy headbanging. Yeah, no, yeah, I would. I would. Although I very rarely drive. In fact, I very rarely leave the house. I leave the house like once a month to go shopping, and that's it. So some people say that kind of stuff to be like quirky, like, oh, I'm so introverted, like I don't want to go parties, like, I'm so precious. But no, like I literally, like literally do not leave this house. I do not leave this room. I do. I go outside every day, but it's just one of those things. All right, Puddle Mahask, we want to get this, and this is going to be our base, based WPO. So we're going to say output WPO initial WPO. Because like what I want well, I've been playing RS4, played since the good old characters have no knees and shadows were made by the Gale brothers on their mic days. True. I started in 2004 or 2003. Or maybe it was 2002. It was when it was RuneScape 2. Like when it got really popular on miniclip.com. When it was like, when it first moved to like 3D. So yeah, that was when I first got my taste. My first sniff of RuneScape. Right, so this is now output WPO mask. If we then add this to, well, that would be get this subtract 0.5 multiply by 2. So now you are thinganized. And then maybe do that, but maybe not. Well, no, I'd just do that negative if I wanted to. So we'd add them together. And then, well, they'd be multiplied differently. So if we just looked at this and we multiplied you by number. I mean, we could do, let's just say like 10 or something. Chuck you into the input displacement. Cool. And then if we got the puddles, that is not correct. So it should be the other way around. Oh no, but that's gonna... so it has to be only subtractive, which poses issues. So if it was only subtractive, we wouldn't do that, we'd just do that. Mubby, hello. Yeah, it has been a little while. It's good to see ya. So those are getting brought up to 0. No, because we can flood the whole thing. That's the problem. So if we had I mean, it might just be a case of there is no good way to do it. Because again, that's gonna make those bits go down in the puddles. Also, why does it not... Oh, because they're painted on. Because the fucking thing with the stuff... we'd have to take the vertex color into account. CBF. You know what? Not my problem. Not my problem. Sounds like a problem for someone that be bothered with it. Anyway, that's that. Go team. Alright, what was the other thing I was gonna do? Right. I wanted to add... well, I wanted to draw the input, like the deform input to a render target. So we're going to have the deform, duplicate, deform, input RT. And the reason for that is... I don't know, just cause. No, because we want something. We want justice. No, where are the initial params? We get the deform res, deform melody, blah, 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 blah. Let's also get this here. Zoop. We're gonna get render target, input, deform, blah, blah, blah. We're gonna set you to the input resolution. I could just make this low res, because it doesn't have to be pixel perfect. You know, I will just make it a small boy. Is that the right? No, it's 128. There we go. Base class defaults for any of the children to display in editor. So structs are loaded after the class objects, and the changes don't get propagated unless you refresh the base class at runtime. So it is figured out. I've been working hard at Blender, making my game character, got into a pretty good state of good enough. That's awesome. I think, like, the one skill that everyone should learn is the art of it's good enough. Stage. Generic stage. This is called... Oops. Right. Input. RT. That's not how we spell input. There you go. Generic simulation stage is going to be a data interfacer, and it will need to be a... I could do it on the input grid, but fucking Jesus, oh god. I also want to separate these all into different thingers, different emitters, because they can, if the grids are defined in the system, then all of the emitters could access them. The only thing that I don't know about is if I don't know if the order of each emitter, like, does this one finish and then that one and then this one and that one? Or does it calculate the... Like, when it compiles, does it calculate all of the interdependencies? Or what if they're circular? Or, like, their order... You know, they could be done in 1 or 2 orders or something? I don't know. Oh, my mouth. Any tips how you approach trying to break down new features into smaller manageable tasks and chunks to avoid that, where do I start? Feeling getting overwhelmed, no deadlines helps, I bet. Yeah, no deadlines is great. Actually, no deadlines doesn't really help with, like, beginning something. It obviously affects finishing something very much. As you can tell, we're still here doing this fucking stupid plugin. But in terms of, like, starting, it's sort of... I don't know. It's always good to bounce ideas off people before starting something. Like, you know, I want a system where all of our AI characters have multiple levels of detail of their actions so that they can still operate when they're off-screen, but still affect the world and interact with one another, even though they're not rendering or actually navigating or anything like that. It's, yeah, so like streaming helps. Streaming and asking people is, you know, asking for opinions. If someone you know or know of that has tackled like a similar problem, just ask them. Like, most developers will happily talk about what they're good at for like fucking years. Because they, you know, they get to flex. Like, everyone loves to flex. So I think that's always a good... Because, like, it's probably the most important at the start to get advice on something, because you could go down a weird route, which by itself, like, there's nothing wrong with exploring, you know, a solution to a problem. But, you know, you could end up at, like, a local maximum, like, where, like... I can probably just look up a picture of the thing. Yeah. No, these are all like actual mathematical. Anyway, so like here's there's a graph, right? And in this direction is the goodness, and this is bad. And then in this axis it's the possibility space. These are all of the solutions. Possibility, right? And so like this is it. There's some solutions that are really good, some that are really shit, some that are, you know, medium good, some that are, you know, whatever. Blah 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 blah. So like the peak of each of these is a solution. So like, for example, we start down here. We've done nothing, and we want to do a system where we can interact with foliage. You know, at runtime, very reactively. Also ignore that because the whole thing hasn't compiled. But anyway, imagine we've just interacted with this foliage and it looks amazing. So that's what we want. And the solution's somewhere in here. And so, without any advice, we start, you know, going towards some solution. And, you know, we get about here and we're like, oh yeah, this is working. And, like, we keep optimizing it and optimizing it and optimizing it. And eventually we reach the pinnacle of what that solution can do. So, you know, let's say we were drawing to a runtime virtual texture, and it's like, oh yeah, like we start off, it's like, yeah, cool, whatever, we can have these super persistent trails and stuff, but then it's like, you know, it's obviously not super good because, like, you know, if you're drawing a complex RVT, then with each footprint, you're adding heaps and heaps of overhead. It's got to redraw it every time and whatever. So that's like its local maxima. Whereas like if you'd started going down this route or started climbing this mountain, you could have ended at a more suitable or more efficient or just, you know, just a better thing, a better solution. So it's always good to sort of get everyone's perspectives on solving a problem. Because, like, yeah, you might kind of go down a rabbit hole and, like, eventually get it done, but it could have been, and it's not that it isn't like optimized or it's not a good idea. It's just that the core of it. Does that make sense? I'm really tired. I'm probably not making much sense. Obviously, it's different with game development because it's like it's always a balancing act of, you know, multiple things like, is it easy to use, ease of use, performance, quality, or the trinity of, you know, graphics rendering, which is memory, performance, quality. So like you've got to sacrifice one to get the other two. So, you know, you could trying to think. It's not thinking time, it's doing time. You get the point. You get the point, right? Right? What do these actually do again? Input render target. Oh, just inherit that. Render target user parameter. Ah, I see. Okay, so then we can say, hey, so we can iterate over the input render target, which is the lower resolution of you know, because the grid might be higher resolution, but whatever. We only want, this has to be very low res. We add a stage, scratch pad, and we say draw input to RT, and we say execution. Oh, fuck, can I? How? Oh no, I have to get the render target 2D, and then we can say exec to unit. We can get the input grid. We can say smapple. It's a vector 4 in it. We're gonna get the deform input at this unit, and we're gonna yeet set. Fuck, what is the? No, is it supposed to be a texture render target? That's it. Oh, but that. No? What the fuck is it? Render target 2D. Set render target value. That's right there. Literally right there. Alright, we're just going to say for each pixel of the render target, exec to index, bam, schwow. And we're going to, I could do, you know what, fuck it, we'll do all 4 values, why not? YOLO. Yo to the low. Let's go to the manager and go to this and go to the input, render target, input RT, and that should be it. Schwow, schwow, schwow. Right, so now if we go to the render target, input RT, nothing's happening. That's because I haven't set the inputs, because I'm dumb as fuck. Boy! Input grid is the input grid. Who would have thought it? Input grid. Bam. Render target 2D is the input render target. That's it. I mean, it should technically be called an output render target. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so we look at it now. That's it. That's exactly what we wanted. Like actually, this is what we wanted. It should look like this. It looks goofy. It's because it is goofy. But, yeah, that's literally... This is what we wanted. I could probably increase the size of it for now. You know what? I'll fucking do it. Don't tempt me. I'll do it. 256, 256. Okay, that looks a bit more spherical. Now it goes giga high because this is the raw velocity inputs. So this is like over 9,000. It's over 1, basically. And it goes negative as well. So if I go this way, you see they're on negative. So what we can do here is in our particle systems, fuck, do we... Simulation size... Oh, no, yeah. No, simulation size, resolution doesn't matter. Yeah, it's not the resolution that matters, it's how you use it. It's not the resolution that matters, it's the texel density. Lazarus, big on pseudocode drafting to flesh out ideas and prototyping ASAP. But I guess I just get too caught up with researching the optimal way to do things too much instead of just doing it. Yeah, I mean, that's true. It is better to do something and fail than to not do anything at all. Or like, you know, fail is a hard term. Not everything is like a failure or a success. Things can exist in between. It's like it's good enough, but you know what I mean? I don't know. Happy New Year. Hello, hello. I do remember you. Welcome back. Actually, I'm recreating this plugin in 3D for learning purposes. I already did the spheres, captures, writing, vector field, and render target. Do it with HLSL in Niagara. Hell yeah. That's fucking crazy. How'd you go with like translating it to like to be used in materials? Is it easy to just sample volumetric? Volumetric. Oh. No? Volumetric. No, that's for creating volumetric effects. I don't know. How do they... Texture... Is that just a regular texture sample? Because I know you can do like texture sample also covers cube maps. Like, you know, we can go cloud cube map, and that takes in a UVW for, like, you know, reflection vector, which is a UVW thingo. So this handles volumetric textures as well. Oh, fuck. Hold on. Volume to render. But what is it? Ah, it's a sliced... It's a slicey boy. But it automatically... so it'll automatically do the interpolating between the slices. Huh. Well, there you go. Fuck, maybe I should make this 3D. Maybe I should make the wind 3D. No, that's too much effort. And performance. I'm all about the performance. You know? But no, that's super cool. That's very pog. Oh, and you could do like all the blockers. Oh, you could use distance fields to do the blockers in 3D. I mean, you could do distance fields in 2D, but... I wish... How much memory and or performance does distance fields? We're in a tangent mood today. Distance fields 0.02 milliseconds. Why does that spike though? Does it have to recompute them? Or something? Probably, yeah. I don't know if that's accurate though. But yeah, I was thinking. Someone should make a plugin. Even though I don't think you could do it as a plugin, you'd have to make an engine version or something. But it would be really cool to have to turn the distance fields float into a distance fields vector 4. Plugin idea. Someone make it happen. Make it happen. Because, like, imagine, right? So, like distance fields, like, we love them. We love them. They're great. But imagine if you could, like, have the landscape outputting to distance field R, and these outputting to distance field B, so that this could interact, you know, like you could do proximity blending with the landscape, but not with itself. Because, like, if you did distance to nearest surface with this, you would have to disable distance fields on itself. But if you could have multiple channels, you could have them outputting to one of the channels and receiving from a different channel. And that would just be good. That would be pog. So, like, it would obviously cost more, but it technically wouldn't be any... You'd have to have quadruple the amount of distance fields. But I don't know, it could be interesting. And then you could say that your lighting, like your distance field ambient occlusion, has, you know, it reads from RG and B, but not from A. So then you could say, like, trees can output distance fields, but they're not gonna do all the weird self-shadowing and shit, and, you know. That would just be so cool. That would be so pog. I wish I was smart enough to edit engine code. Will you plug in have enough comments and be understandable by us stupid people? Yes. It is very stupid friendly. Because I made it. And I can use it. But yeah, I will comment most things. Because I do want people to be able to learn from it. Why am I still on 120? Frame. Bam. There we go. Last question. Curious about how you felt so far with comparing performance of only using C++ to only blueprints BP really as slow as people make it out to be. So I've never actually used C++. I've only... I don't know any written coding languages. I'm a purely blueprint person. And I've not once run into like performance issues, you know, like what I usually say to people that are sort of worried about, oh, you know, I really want to get into Blueprint, but I hear that it's not, you know, it's like 10 times slower as C++, which like it is objectively, you know, up to 10 times slower than C++. But you've also got to remember that we're programming games, and games are all event driven. They all use transient events. Like on this one frame, the player pressed this button, so we are going to play this animation, and then the animation system takes over, which is all written in C++. And it plays the animation, and then a second later, we receive one event that says the animation's finished. We execute a bit of code, and then it's done. And that's like, out of the thousands of frames that just happened, there were 2 instances of Blueprint actually, like, doing something. And then you get the people that are like, oh, don't use tick bad. Which it can be abused, but unless you're doing something that is iterating over heaps of data every frame, Blueprint will be able to do, you know, whatever you need it to do. Usually if you're running into CPU bottlenecks, it's because you're just doing something wrong. Like your code just sucks. Whether it's in C++ or Blueprint, the fundamentals of, you know, what you're doing should be rethunk. Any Unreal Engine PCG tutorials? I only just learned they exist. I haven't actually. I will in the future. I really want to do some PCG stuff when I start using it a lot more. Fuck, it's so hot in here. But it's sort of too early for me to make tutorials on it because it's evolving all the time. But that's the same with like most new Unreal Engine systems. Like I don't like covering them because like they go out of date within a week or two whenever the next engine version comes out. Like I haven't done anything about Nanite or Lumen because they're always under construction and whatever. Like Nanite only just recently got the ability to use like world position offset, like vertex animation with Nanite. And like most of my tutorials are about using material effects, and you can't do half of them with Nanite, so why would I even cover Nanite, you know? So I learned from your videos easier. Yeah, a lot of people say that they like the sort of casual, you know, the sort of heart-to-heart video style. or the, you know, random Australian dude ranting about, you know, game dev shit. Add wind velocity, blah, 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 blah. Can I set defaults on these? Namespace, system emitter. We can't do stackity, no, because that's... so it has to be input. But why can't I set default inputs? Wait, input parameters. Hello? Input parameters, data interface, object. Texture render target. Oh, that's a separate. Huh. Yeah, no, fuck that. Get. So these are all of the thingos. Can I specify a binding? No. Custom? No. Value? No. Oh no, that's just a float. But what about the RVT? Can we say bind to... Nope. Can we say custom? Nope. Yeah, why can't you add a default? Oh, because I guess then they have dependencies, which sort of defeats the purpose of it being a function or a module or whatever. It's going to be annoying to set it up though. Yeah, it's weird. Anyway, height fall off is gonna be... What is the height fall off gonna be? It's like 200, I think. Those are the defaults. The default wind lift, 500. Why not? I forget what the actual values are. Fuck it. Anyway, so I wanted to duplicate this. This is called Prismatiscape. Add deform velocity. And this is going to take in... I don't think it needs to take in the... No, it probably should take in the RVT. Just because, like, if there's particles on top of something, but we're interacting under... Yeah, no, we should definitely do this. Height fall off. Should be a small number, I guess. Render target location, yeah. Render target size, cool, do the thing. This is called... Well, I mean, I could just say... We could literally use the same one. So, like, we call it, like... Yeah, actually, yeah, you know what? Fuck it, let's do it, let's do it. It's called Prismatiscape add... add render target as velocity. Bam. Dazed and Confused, sorry, yeah, I'm pretty slack on the Twitch channel point thingers, because, ever since I've been streaming to both platforms, I use this, like, combined chat thinger. So I don't actually have Twitch open half the time. But... Ugh. Oh god, a big stretch sesh. Also, we've got some cat cams for when the cats come in. Hopefully they come in soon, actually. Oh! 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 Fuck! Oh! The whole shebang. Ooh. Feels good. Oh. Lit. Big stretch. Ugh. And a yawn. A yawn for free. And then we've got this, which is the XY, and then the lift. So this is the strength XY and the strength Z. Well, we'll just call it the lift strength. Or additional lift Z. Which is just the length of the, yeah, that times the thing. We do that, we make the velosh. Strength XY, blah, blah, blah. Current velocity, da, 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 da. Cool. Okay, so then if we wanted to, let's get our leaves. That's the wrong thing. Let's open up the leaves. We have this here, which has an error. No, because we just... Yep, cool. Let's make a duplicate. Copy and paste. Based AF. Landscape height. The render target texture is the input deform, blah, blah, blah. The render target location is the... what is it? NPC. Prismatiscape. Deform RT location? I guess. I mean, it doesn't have to be any, it could just be any of them, whatever. I should make like an input, like true location. Render target size is the simulation size, world space. Strength XY could be 1. The lift is 1. Height fall off, doesn't matter. So in theory, if we now go to our leaves, we should kick them up when we touch them. Yeah, you can see something happening here. Right, that's something. That should be adding velocity to them. Why is that not happening? I mean, it's changing the color. What if we just say lots? Oh, is this not drawing to the... No, it is. It doesn't need... Oh, no, it does draw to water data to exclude. Okay, cool. Yeah, so it's like a fake collision. Obviously, this is turned up to 1 billion. So this is just reacting to the input to the deform stuff, rather than the wind, like the coincidental wind. Oh god. Can I just do like multiple of these? There we go. So we just set that to 1 and 1. Well, no, let's go like 10 and 10, I guess. How do you do the wind advection movement from the vector fields? Good question. It's a bit scuffed. There we go, that's good. Yeah, that looks lit. Why does that... Oh, that's adding the current velocity to it, not the real one. Yeah. Hold on. Color. We don't actually want to set. Well, we do, but... No, we don't. We just want to use the current velocity. Okay. Here you go. Come here. Come on. Come here. Quick. No, not. That's the camera. Not up there. Come here. Oh, naughty girl. Good? Switcher? Cat hair. Stelia, sorry, I got distracted. Yeah, the long nails do help. Cats love the nails. Although my nails are kind of like half length at the moment. It's not going to autofocus, but I have big guitar nails. Let's do just on these testy boys. Initialize color. And do a random range. Linear color from array? Actually, that could be. that a run? No, fuck that shit. Random range linear color from black to white. Oh, let's go from like gray to slightly less gray. Or more gray. Between two grays. At least 50 shades. 50 shades of them. Oh. Ah, wrong way. Shit. There we go. Oh. Here they are. Why does that look slightly yellow? What's the dealio there, huh? Anyway, sorry, the advection. So, we have like a bunch of gobbledygook going on. Whatever. This is our you know, the wind velocity. So what I do... Green should be... Anyway, just imagine this is a thing. The way I do it is to do... So you get the thing. So this is like the current wind. Then we blur it by I just do a box blur because I'm, you know, performance. So just like offset it in, you know, left, right, up, down by some value. I call it like the max travel distance. Or it should be double the max travel distance. I can't remember. So obviously at low frame rates, it probably falls apart, but anyway, do a little quad offset. It blurs it all and kind of mashes them all together. So this is me blurring it. And then use that blurred version to resample itself, if that makes sense. So to then get the unblurred version, and yeah. Does that make sense? Also, why does my OBS keep flickering? What's going on? So yeah, basically using a blurred version of itself to sample itself, applying a UV offset when you resample it. So it's not like a perfect way of doing it, but like it goddamn works, you know? There we go. So it's not actually doing a pressure sim, which is what all of the content examples do. Mine's just like a giga cheap, dirty way to get like, I don't know, an approximation of wind. In fact, I find that it's like better. Then you have to subtract your high values first. I don't know what you mean. Anyway, I got some. I took some footage because I was playing Genshin Impact, as I do every day, because I'm a degenerate. But I noticed in one of the bosses, where is the footage that I took? Hello? Where is it? Huh? Wait, where's my OBS outputting? Gradient from gray to gray for debugging. Did RuneScape die? No, I haven't played RuneScape in a while. Mainly because I won RuneScape. Or do you mean the music? The music's still going, it's just very quiet. Like this track in particular. What was I? Oh, right, the output. Sorry, I'm a bit all over the place, aren't I? In it. Output, recording. Streaming UE4 video captures. Yeah, okay. So maybe it didn't... Do my shortcuts still work? And that one just... Oh, fuck. Well, I'm gonna have to fucking... we're just gonna have to show you guys. Fucking hell. Anyway, there's a fluid sim. There's a fluid sim. I'm telling ya. All right, beam me in. Got my fucking controller. All right, bam. This only take like a couple of minutes. I can teleport to the boss fight. God, how long does it take to fucking load up a fucking mobile game? Jesus Christ. Brother, speed it up. All right. If we go to here. Here. This one. Also, spoilers for anyone that hasn't finished the latest update. Anyway, so look at the ground. Look at the ground. It's a straight up pressure sim, fluid sim, using a UV displacement, which is what I do with the fog. Also, I'm gonna get fucking destroyed. Anyway, that's my see? Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Now, it's obviously not per body, it's just per unit. Although the yeah, it uses big capsules on its effects and shit. And I wonder what the distance is on it. There's some big currents. Oh, fuck. Also, so it's really fucking loud. Alright, I wanted to check the render distance. Yeah, so you can see there it's faded out already. Alright, can I just get the fuck out? Also, while we're playing Genshin, there's an effect that I don't know how they do in the desert for like sand trails and shit. I'm pretty... it would have to be tessellation. So like, for example, the ground. Because it actually... It's not parallax, because it actually changes the geometry. So yeah, it would have to be tessellation and maybe a debuffer decal, but they do disappear Maybe it is a render target. Because, yeah, it disappears based on distance. But it could just be the decals despawning. Although it also makes me think... Because, like, if you crisscross them... I've done some investigating. It will... They like, fade out sequentially, so it would have to be decals. You know? But then, do decals work with... Because tessellation's post-vertex buffer, right? Because you have, like, the vertex buffer. But then when's tessellation done? Like, yeah. Basically what I want to know is, can you access the... Or can you use screen space effects... to... affect, like, displacement, like tessellation stuff. Because obviously you can use, like, a, you know, a texture to affect displacement. I don't know, I'll have to... it's kind of hard to test in Unreal 5, though, because... there's no tessellation anymore. So, you know. Okay, cool. This was worth. This was worth. Oh god, look at the... Sometimes it goes too... I should probably do a clamp. Although I'd have to do a... I'd have to manually get length rather than... Yeah, I'd have to get... I'd have to normalize... Oh, wait, fuck, how does that work? Elmarath, I'm struggling with physics right now. My object keeps falling through landscape, etc. Generally very unstable. How do you overcome this? That's a good question. It is one that I may not have the answer to, because it happens to me. Landscapes at the moment are a bit finicky with collision. I guess the only... A temporary solution would be to just make the thing bigger. The collisions bigger of the object, not the landscape. I think the landscape used to have like a collision... Oh, this isn't a landscape, it's a fucking cube. But it had like a collision depth thingo. I can't remember. Isn't it bad that your plugin is all recorded? Because if you want to make something for sale, it can be stolen easily if it's recorded. Well, I mean, if someone wants to put in, you know, 200 hours to recreate the plugin by studying the VODs, then good for them. I'd take it as a compliment if someone did that. So a random person in China would. Well, I mean, the price is like $29.99. So I think if someone, I don't know, it's not really how like stuff works in this day and age. Like I think the only way that someone could, I don't know. Yeah. It's the same with like when I'm working on my game. It's like, I don't know. There's not really any way that it would impact me. Because like if someone made it and sold it at a higher price, then they wouldn't sell any copies because they can just get my version way cheaper. For $29.99. $29.99. Or they could, you know, they could try and copy it, but obviously, like, it's not going to be one-to-one. And my version's always going to have proper support. And I know the system. I know, like, why the system is the way it is, so I can offer support and upgrades and updates. Whereas if someone was just kind of, you know, copying it, then there wouldn't really be, you know what I mean? Ooh. Apparently food is ready. Fantastic. Just so that having videos of how a plugin works can help pirates pirate it. It would depend on the plugin. I mean, this isn't like, I don't know. It'll be sort of on the Unreal Marketplace, so, unless they can pirate it from there, or if they just, like, share it around or something. Because, I mean, like, nothing's stopping someone from doing this, right? Like, if I just go to my file browser, and I go to Prismatica Game, and I go to Plugins, and I go to Prismatiscape, and I copy and paste this, you know, all 200 megabytes of it, and I just send it to someone, you know, whoop-de-doo. Like, yeah, like, they can have it for free. But that's just not how this, at least this sort of space works, you know? There's obviously issues with, like, licensing, and if you get, you know, let's say someone releases a game, and it's clearly using my plugin, there'd be ways to check if they have, you know, if it's connected to their Unreal account or whatever. Not that I'd be bothered about that kind of thing. Like, obviously, if someone is desperate enough to get a piece of software that they can't afford, that they'd go out of their way to pirate it, then they, you know, that's their decision. I'm not against piracy. Especially when it comes to Adobe products. In fact, I'm very pro-piracy when it comes to Adobe products. Alright, what I wanted to do a clamp. Plugin was $400 and yes, someone would, but time and effort copy, sell the plugin. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I also feel like, I don't know, plugins that are sort of that expensive are sort of like, I don't know, I find them kind of weird because, I mean, usually you get like really, really good support with them and blah, blah, blah. But like, obviously they're usually aimed towards like studios where like, yeah, you've got like 10 people in the studio, you know, even if it's a small studio. And it's like, yeah, we've got like a fucking, you know, $1 million budget from our publisher or whatever. So it's like, it's nothing to them. And so, you know, by selling their plugin for $200, it's like cool. But I'm more interested in supporting like hobbyists that just kind of want to, you know, make their first game, but they want it to have this cool, you know, all these cool effects and shit that really boost its production value for like not much. So like the plugin is like a low risk investment. They can buy it, they can use it, you know, maybe they don't use it forever, and it's like, who cares? It's just it's a thing. It's the same cost as dinner. So these alternative versions of Adobe products. Do you mean like, you know, like Krita and like, DaVinci Resolve and, as in like competitor products? Like, yeah, I use DaVinci for video editing because it's just better than Adobe Premiere. And it's free, like completely free. And then yeah, Krita is free as well. It's like Blender. Like the reason I use Blender is because it's a zero risk, you know, investment. Like it's free and open source, and you're not like tied to a subscription, and you're never going to get locked out when they decide to go, oh yeah, actually we're changing our subscription to $1 million a month now per seat. And if you don't pay it, well, you know, you won't be able to access all the shit. We're going to lock you out of all your stuff. So I don't know. And yeah, a lot of stuff moves to subscription. Like I use Pro Tools for like audio, you know, music and audio processing. But I have Pro Tools 11, which was the last one that was perpetual license. When you'd like actually go to the store and you'd buy it on a disc. That was in like fucking 2014 or something. There's a panoramic camera plugin that I want that's 400 quid, which irks me, especially when UE has the feature, but it's just broken. Now UE wants to start paying software for ArchViz. True. Panoramic camera plugin has the features broken. So you mean for like rendering, like something like, oh fuck, what's the, no, what's the fuck, I've forgotten. Oh god, what is that? What's the oh no no wait, there we go. Yeah. So you want to render like this. Or like shit, like this, basically. Is that what you mean by panoramic, or do you mean orthographic? Because they fixed orthographic in this engine update, actually, which was awesome, but very long overdue. Abhijit, hello, hello. I'm new to this. How do you learn the math and algorithms for creating stuff like this? That's a good question. A lot of it is... A lot of the math, especially if you're using a game engine, is like... It's already there. You know, it's more about just knowing, like, what to do rather than doing it. So, like, for example, you know, if I wanted to get the length of a, you know, a coordinate or something, there's already a length node, for example. Whereas, like, to do this manually, you'd go get this one, square it. Oh, well, no. Multiply it by itself. Get this one, multiply it by itself. Add them together. Square root. You know, that kind of thing. Like, these are the same output. So, yeah, in a game engine, a lot of the stuff is done for you. But you still need to know what to do and where to do it. I guess, like, YouTube is probably a good place to start. Just, like, basic math for game dev will sort of teach you stuff if you just Google that. But basically, like, a lot of it is just like, you know, I have a point here. Let's say it's like the point of like the camera or like a character's gun or something, and I want to shoot out like a query trace in that direction and see if I hit anything. It's like, okay, well, we have to define the start point and the end point. How do we do that? Well, we know the start point of the gun. We can get like a socket or a bone on the model. We can get the forward vector of the, you know, the gun actor or the camera's vector, which is like a direction. And then we can multiply the directional vector by, you know, a number to get distance, add that to the start point. That gives us the end point kind of thing. So, I don't know if that made much sense, but yeah, just a Google for like basic math for game dev should yield some results, at least. So I hope that helped. All right, where are we sampling render target, vector 2D, length, left? Sheesh. So we're getting length, then that, but we want to... How the fuck do I normalize? Well, I mean, if I got this vector 2D, let's say this was like 300, 300. Oh no, let's just say it's 300 in one direction. So it's 300 here. We get the length of it. If I divided this by the length, we would get... Can I divide? So divided by the length, it's now normalized. And then get the clamped value. So we'd need a... Let's just move all this shit over here. All right. So we'd have an input, which would be a float, which is the velocity clamp, I guess. Yeah, whatever. Velocity clamp. You are going to be the max? No, the min? No. Yeah, choose the smaller value between this and this. then multiply this by the clamped value, then yeet it. And then this would just go into there. Yeah. Now, I don't know if clamping is like the best way to do it. Also, this is like velocity, because we apply this per frame. Oh no, it's delta'd as well, so yeah. Rendering 360 images in Lumen or Path Tracer and videos you can put on your website. Walk. Ah, gotcha. Yeah. Yep. I think with like ArcViz and like filmy stuff, the licensing for like individuals hasn't changed at all. I think it still has like a cap, like an income cap. Because like, yeah, they made changes recently to or they were making changes. I don't know if they've gone through yet, to the licensing for like non-game related stuff. But I think that was mainly just to target, like, the fact that people were using the software to help produce stuff, but not to necessarily sell a product. You know, like when you ship a game that runs on Unreal Engine, it's like it's using the Unreal Engine runtime. But if you were using Unreal Engine on a big LED screen to film, you know, a multi-billion-dollar production or something, you technically didn't have to pay anything to Epic. Unless, obviously, big studios would be, you know, paying for, like, support and whatnot. Like specialist support with like licenses and shit, but technically you wouldn't have to pay anything. So I don't know. I trust Tim Sweeney. At least I trust him more than fucking Unity's old CEO. Anyway, let's get this velocity clamp rolling. Yeah, okay, says good. Yeah, I think it's still like the $1 million. As long as you make under $1 million, you don't have to, because they do it pay per seat, because like there's no real way to gauge what percentage of a given, you know, auxiliary production benefits from the use of Unreal Engine. Whereas like if you're making a game that's running on Unreal Engine, you can be like, okay, well, we're going to take 5% because, you know, the game's literally running on the engine. But when you're doing like, you know, say you're like the fucking Mandalorian, you know, I get that's like the go-to example for using Unreal for like film and television. But if you're using Unreal for all of your backdrops, you know, all of your virtual sets and whatever, it's like, how do you quantify how much Unreal is contributing to the income or, you know, the profits of the production? Because, like, you know, you've got actors and you've got the fucking videographers and you've got the script writers and shit. So I guess it kind of makes sense to go to like a per seat licensing for that, for like those fields. But yeah, when you're making a game and it's like you know, anyway, it's boring. It's boring, but I think it would be very counterproductive for Epic to try and squeeze like any money out of hobbyists and independents, because that's like their whole strategy is like get everyone using and learning Unreal Engine. That's one of the reasons they made it free, was like, you know, everyone can use Unreal Engine now. And so more people, you know, are familiar with Unreal Engine. Big studios start to use Unreal Engine because everyone's learned it. And it's like really, you know, it's got a lot of documentation and community and support and whatever. And then when those companies start to make big bucks, Epic take their 5%. They're like, yeah, fuck yeah, boy. Give me that fucking CD Projekt Red money. Give me that Fortnite money. Alright, let's just get the input. How do I actually... Where were they again? Parameters, module inputs. There it is. Velocity clamp, we will put at... I don't know, 200 is fair. Or, no, actually, maybe 400. That's like walking or running. Running velocity. So if we now go here... Because if I render an image still of an office building for a client, do I just mail UE5? Yeah, exactly, exactly. Like, there's no way to sort of police it or anything. And it's like, you know, if you're, let's say you're in, like, real estate or something, and you sell a house for a couple of $1 million, it's like, and you know, you're using Unreal Engine in the marketing of it, it's like, well, does Unreal take a percentage of the $2 million? You know? Or obviously the commission would be, you know what I mean? Anyway. Do you mean orthographic camera can read shadow? Yeah, it's all fixed. It's all fixed. Orthographic can do cascade shadow maps. It can also do lumen and nanite and all that shit. And volumetrics, I think? Actually, I don't know. I don't know. How would you handle volumetrics with a camera that's infinitely far away? I guess you'd have like a max, or you'd have like a fake distance. I don't fucking know. Jesus. But yeah, like if we go to the, we're getting sidetracked. Player character. Volumetric can be done. Yeah. I mean, like volumetric fog, like the global volumetric fog. Yeah. So if I just yeet into orthographic mode. Nice. This is weird. I don't like it. Okay, let's change the angle a bit. Where's the viewport? There we go. Spring arm. And I'll just change 45 degrees or something. No, it didn't work, but whatever. Yeah, it doesn't like the water. Doesn't like the single layer water. Yeah, exactly, yeah. Yeah, it was terrible. But yeah, see, it works. See? True orthography. Kind of hurts. Ugh, orthographic creeps me out. It just feels wrong. Like everything about it feels wrong. What was the... Hey, there we go. Back to normal. Oops, I just made an extra spring arm. And there was one other thing. All right, the perspective. There we go. Rightio. Let's see. Those test leaves. Test leaves. This one. Velocity clamp default 400. So now we should get the leafy interaction stuff. But they shouldn't go like giga flying. Okay, well now they're just... Huh? Right, I'll be back in 1 sec. Hold on. Alright, we're back. Right, so we're seeing where the hell are these goddamn leaves gone? Something's gone wrong. It is compiled, blah 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 blah. Velocity clamp, 400. Oh, right. We want to do it post this. Post strength multiplier. We don't have to, but... oh, wait. Do we want to do it... We're going to call it velocity input clamp. Or input velocity clamp. It's kind of weird with the Alright, let me just check if this is correct. So input velocity clamp. This will choose the smaller value. We get the vector, we divide it by the length of the vector, normalizing it. If we then multiply it by the length, we get the original value back. But if we clamp it, then multiply it back, we get the clamped result, blah, 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 blah. So this should be for height. It's just obviously... Where are the fucking... Where are they? Where are the goddamn leaves? Right, what if we get rid of that? And compile. Compile. Okay, there they are. So what the fuck is going wrong here? Why is it getting angry? Input velocity. Wait, is it because the... Should that be max? No, no, no. Oh! No. Well, if the length is 0... If length is 0... Hold on, I might have figured it out. So length is 0. This is now infinity? 0 divides 0 is infinity? Right? Yeah, that probably is it. Compile. 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 Yeah, that was it. Okay. So because... can we, like, scale vector? Scale and offset vector. Position, scale, offset. No, fuck that. Off... No, what was it? Scale. So how do we make this not fuck upable? We have the thing, length plus 1. I mean, can we do a safe length? No. How does normalizing work? No, normalize has a safe value, doesn't it? Like a safety value. What if we just said... that. Because then if this is 0... 0 divided by small number is still 0. But then if this is like... a billion, then it's obviously greater than this and it won't matter. So yeah, so you just have to do a safety clamp. So that's probably what, if you go to like the blueprint. Where is it? In blueprint, there is a vector length. That's not it. Vector length. What's the... There's something that has like a... Oh no, I think it's vector equals or something. It's got like a threshold, but that's a different thing. Safe length? Safe divide? Is there a safe divide in here? Nah. Safe. Anyway, this is all it does. 99% sure. So no, we're fine, we're fine. We just have to avoid a divide by 0 by doing giga small number. Giga small number. Alright, so we can put the velocity clamp back to 400. We hit save. We hit compile. We hit save again. We hit compile again. We close everything. We hit save. We play. We full screen. And now... we... where the fuck? Where'd they go? Brother boy. Velocity clamp. Where are ya? Don't tell me it's still fucking... Right, there they all are. If the clamp is 400... did I not apply it? Or compile it? And now you compile? Ugh, what have I done? Min. Min chooses the smaller value, so if that exceeds that, then we're good. Right? Do you want me to put that in there? Maybe that's not big enough? 0 divided by... refresh, apply, compile, blah blah blah. Do the thing, compile, save. What the fuck? Well, the weird part is when I put the velocity clamp to 0, it's fine. Or like negative would be not fine. When it's 0, it's fine. When it's not 0, it is angry. So where has my math gone bad? So if this is... huh? Input velocity clamp. Choose the smaller value. Multiply. So if that was just 0, we're just multiplying that. Which means that this is 0. You can time something by 0, it's fine. What the f... why is it angry? The only thing I'm changing is the input velocity clamp. Is it like a double versus bullshit? I don't know, just give me a float. Let's just put a hard-coded one in. Maybe I should delete and re-add the thing again. Yeah. You're gonna get angry and shit. Blah, blah, blah. It's fine now. Okay, yeah, literally, it's just that it's an input. Time to do hard coding. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, see, and this works perfect. So it has the clamp. Like, they're not getting completely yeeted. Whereas if we didn't have this at all... we'll just set it to, I don't know, 1 billion. Set it to max cache stack. And they're all spawning again? Hello? Yeah, they are. Yeah. So compiled. Whereas now if we do it, they can... what the fuck? Okay, well, why aren't they getting yeeted? Oh, yeah, no, they're going really far. I guess. Alright, what if we say... strength 100 and 100. Okay, so they're truly getting yeeted now. They're getting very yeeten. Oh yeah, there was some. I do this and like do some... Yeah, there we go. Or I could just do that. No. Okay. Well, anyway. So then with the clamp applied... We say like 50. Just gotta remember all the random values. Yeah, exactly. I mean, sometimes I leave in hard-coded values just for performance sake. Because, like, it's... You know. Okay, this is not working now. What the fuck? Maybe I need to... Let's just delete. And then add pris render target fucking library in my ass. What's it called? Prismatascape. What's it even called? Add... Where is it? Oh, plugins, right. There it is. Add render target as velocity. Landscape height RVT. Clamp, texture. Input. RT. Render target location. NPC. Render target location. Render target size is NPC simulation size. That one. Strength XY, very large. Oh, it's the input velocity clamp. Yeah. Well, no, we've hard-coded it now, but anyway. Strength XY, 100. Yeah, cool. Okay, so they're getting yeeted. They're getting very yeeted. And then if we go back, we go into here, we say make float 0.01. We save, we apply, we whatever. Still hard-coded. It's not working. What the fuck? Is it the... I'm just gonna fucking do this. It's like it isn't updating. Or like applying. Change min after length to a max, maybe. Yep. So I'm just going to move the spawn over here. Zoop. Okay, yeah. So that's with it clamped to like giga small number. Wait, why am I doing that down here? Actually, after gravity. Yeah. Anyway, let's do this now to number. Wait, no, it should be... Yeah, no, yeah, it definitely should be a max. Did I unplug something? I'm just so confused now. What's going on? What are the values in here? Strength XY. That's correct. Input velocity clamp. Well, no, we're not using that. Height fall off additional lift. Let's just say no min. Okay, cool. Yeah, so that's it unclamped. Because, like, yeah, we might want it to, like, I don't know, look like this when we're walking or something, but whatever. Okay, so this should now work. We have the input velocity clamp. Blah, 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 blah. Go back to here. Input velocity clamp 100. So, okay, good. It was just compiling it. So now if we walk, they should get yeeted. But then if we run, they should get yeeted the same amount, which it does look like. Let's do just like... Prismatic scale, add render target as velocity. Clamp 100, strength 1. So now it should, once it compiles, once the shaders compile, aka the compute shaders, you know what I'm saying? Then we should get... Well, it's not enough to even fucking yeet them properly. Is there like a... Yeah, there must be like an escape velocity almost. Additional lift Z. Because if the clamp is 100... Let's go 10 and 200. I don't know. I'm confused. I'm confused. Okay, good. Yeah, so if we're walking, they move by this amount. If we do this, they move by the same amount. Sweet. Okay, so the clamp does work. It'd be nice if it was a soft clamp, but I can't be bothered doing that kind of math. So we could say 400 is the maximum, and then just, yeah, add those numbers. Cool, okay. So yeah, so now we're drawing the inputs of the system to the stuff. So basically, wherever there is an input to the deform system, we can affect particles. It's really only applicable for particles. But it's way more responsive. Obviously, we can still also do the wind. So the wind is kind of different because it's like... Well, once it fucking saves. We get the wind RT. We get the wind RT, location, simulation, size, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so because the wind isn't true velocity. The wind is a normalized 0 to 1-ish value or some shit. So we will have to see what happens to the wind. This should work, but... Also, where's our height RVT? Right there. Cool. So this should also react to the wind. Yeah, like this. Pew, pew. And then also we can create wind. But we can also just directly affect it using our inputs. Which, again, the reason that I wanted it to be clampable is like, yeah, maybe we want when you're walking for it to be this strong, but we don't want it to be like super yeetable. So we could then say leaves, add render target as velocity, clamp it to 150, but give it like fucking giga strength, maybe like 50 or something. So then we can like really kick up the leaves when we're walking, but when we start running, they don't like go like, you know, into the fucking stratosphere. So this is us walking. They're all yeeting. But then when we start running, they yeet like the same-ish amount. We could also do... No, that wouldn't matter. Anyway, that is success. I might make a... Let's make a little debug thing here. This is prismatic escape, wall, width, wind, input. So we could do sample EV. Collection parameter. Praise. This one. Yep. Size. Simulation size. World position is default. You go into texture. Bam. Input RT. You die. Then we get sample wind. You will add... Oh, it's not gonna... Actually, I can just get the RG from here. Add you to there. Append a 0 in this fella. Add, pardon me, divide base color. So now the underside should... Oh, I need to apply it. There we go. I'll make it a bit darker as well. Divide by, like, slightly more. Yeah, okay. So this shows our inputs and also the wind. Okay, well, the inputs are very fucking strong. Let's just divide you by, like, fucking 100. Who knows? And then let's make these a bit stronger. Oops. Yeah, there we go. Sweet. That's a nice little visualizer of what's happening. I might increase the wind default resolution. Because it's 128 at the moment, but we don't get any of the swirling if it's too low res. You know? So we're going to yeet that up to like 4x, just so we can really see what's going. Oops. Cool. Do you reckon that's a good visualizer for what's going on? Oh, I might be dead. It happens, it happens. Also, let's get rid of some of them. Alrighty. Yeah, nice. Cool. That's like a perfect amount as well. Also, why do they not have... Also, I know I'm just getting sidetracked and shit, but... Let me chuck you into the subsurface color. Yeah. Cool. Right, now they should be lit on the back. Anyway, I am going to wrap it up because I'm like half an hour late to dinner. Whoops. But thanks everyone for hanging out. It was a nice little short one today. Or tonight. And it was earlier than usual. Only 3 hours. Very nice. Yeah, I think I'll film a video about RVTs and like the sort of comparisons between RVT versus render target versus decals. I kind of go over that in a video I filmed about debuffer decals, but I might cut it from that and just do its own dedicated video about like, you know, what is the difference between doing this and this and that, and what are the pros and what are the cons and what are the blah blah blah. So yeah. Anyway, let's see, is there anyone we want to raid on Twitch? No one's streaming game dev that I know. We'll just leave it then. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you all have a great evening, and I'll be streaming again tomorrow. We'll probably film that video together tomorrow. So I don't know what time I'll be streaming. I'll probably try and stay up a bit later because I've been going to bed around this time the past few nights, and I want to break that habit of going to bed early and waking up giga early. I want to start streaming at 11 p.m. instead of 6 a.m. Anyway, goodbye all. Have fun. Goodbye.